and welcome to another episode of Xact Hacks brought to you by Actionable Insights. My name is Seth Harrison, and today I want to talk about line item notes. Now, I'm not talking about F9 notes. In the unit price of any line item, you can add a SmartList note that denotes something different about that line item, and it strikes the price out to zero. There's a bunch of different situations that this can be used in, but I wanted to focus on three: pending, gratis, and bid item. So first and foremost, how do I actually add these line item notes? What do they look like in the reports, and in what context would they be used? I have a room here in an exact 28 estimate, and to give an example, I'm going to do floor covering wood AV, and we'll just do this pre-finished solid wood flooring. So let's say you're a general contractor, but you don't do your own wood flooring. You have a subcontractor for that. The loss happened a few days ago. You're waiting for the bid from that subcontractor. The adjuster's hounding you, saying, hey, I need an estimate. I need to start reviewing it. We got to settle this claim. So you can finish your estimate, and when you don't have the bid or subcontractor's price for this item, you can come down here. We're in the Sketch tab. You can also do this in the Estimate Items tab. But we'll come down here to the unit price, and I'm going to drop down this menu, and you'll see at the very bottom there's something that says Note. And in fact, you cannot see that. I just realized because my screen is lower than that. So let's go back inside the room and see if I can do it this way. There you go. Now you can see it. There's a note here, and you'll left click that, and you'll see it says SmartList. So I'm actually going to click this SmartList, and I've already included the bid item and gratis, but to show you how to add one of these notes, you click Add, you put in pending, you hit OK, you then select pending, and you hit OK. You can see that it struck the unit price out to zero, and the RCV shows up as pending. Let's quickly look what that looks like on the actual report if I were to send this estimate to someone. If you go down to the line item, it says FCWAVPF, remove and replace, 144 square feet, pending. No price, and total is zero. And you go down to the full report, and it's zero. So this is showing that there is an activity here that needs to be done. It is not going to be performed by whoever's writing the estimate. There's a subcontractor involved, but you don't have that bid yet. So in an effort to get something to your client or to the adjuster or contractor, you have put in there pending. I don't have this bid yet, but it's coming. Then once the pending bid arrives, you can update it accordingly, attach that bid as a attachment to the estimate or to the as an image in an F9 note specifically to that line item that shows the subcontractor's bid, and it's no longer pending. Let's take a look at a second situation. You can also say, I forgot to add in that F9 note, you can say awaiting bid from flooring subcontractor. And so now it has an F9 note with the pending. So you're giving more transparency and explanation as to why this is a pending line item. And if we go here, now you see the F9 note is in its normal spot right below the line item, while the total is still pending right there. So let's go back to this unit price. We're going to clear the note here so there's no note. This time we're going to go with gratis. Now, similar idea here. Sometimes, and I know it's sacrilege, but you might perform an activity and not charge for it as a thank you to the customer, or this gratis option gives you a way to say, hey, this activity was performed, but we did not charge you for it. So it provides more transparency to your client, your adjuster, contractor, whoever you're working with, to show that this activity is still being performed. We have record of it in this estimate or invoice, but we're not charging you for it, etc. And it looks very similar to what it looked like in the first. It just says gratis instead of pending. Then the last is bid items. Now I'm going to go back to the unit price, and I'm going to clear a note, and I'm going to add a note and say bid item. Now this was this is an idea of best practices when it comes to invoicing and estimating bid items. I saw this at the Xact 28 or Xactimate 2018 Elevate conference. Someone talked about when they have bid items. So let's go for FCW bid, and we're putting this in there, and they would have this F9 note, and they would say, bid or activity performed by ABC sub. Don't mind the misspelling there. Not going to go back and change it. And then you have the price here for whatever the bid item was. And then what they'll do is they'll actually list all of the line items that subcontractor is performing underneath the bid item, and show via the line item here that this is an activity that is being performed, but it is included in the bid item above. I really like this strategy because a lot of people don't do it. It's different. An adjuster, let's say you're a contractor and you're submitting your subcontractor's bid with this estimate. 99% of the time, that adjuster has probably never worked with that subcontractor. Some of the subcontractor bids I've seen in my lifetime are pretty short in describing the scope. It will say install wood flooring, $2,000, something along those lines. So this is giving that adjuster a better idea of the actual activities that are being performed by this in this bid item by the subcontractor, so that they can see exactly what's being done. It's really giving you leverage and communication when you're talking to either the client that you're serving or the adjuster that you're working with to settle this claim. Those are line item notes that you can find in the SmartList of the unit price. There are plenty of other situations and that you can use these and create your own as to how you want to describe a particular line item price and things like that with words instead of numbers for whatever reason, and then ultimately use more F9 notes to justify them. I hope you enjoyed this Xact hack. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you next Thursday.